Hello and welcome to this Star Wars The Old Republic Let's Play. I'm your host, Grace. And you know everything about me because you're on the Patreon. So that means you know every single thing about me, and we're just going to get started here. Today's going to be a bit of a short episode because I've got stuff to do, but I do really want to get this done. So we're going to do it. That's going to be fun. Hopefully. All right. Let's see. What are we up to? Oh, right. Should we do this flashpoint? Do we want to do that? Let's do this. All right, we're doing this. Talk to Lieutenant. There he is. There she is. Oh, we got a goth lady. That eyeshadow is nuts. I really... I wish more games were about assembling the polycule. Yeah, this is a little weird because this is definitely supposed to be done. Man. You know, I'm kind of... Well, I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll read that... Okay, so wait. What am I... Oh, it's going this way. Go over here. Here's its droid. Alright. Just how little aesthetically has changed about Star Wars for like 4,000 years is really depressing to me. Oh, that's right. Okay, I kind of remember this, I think. Who's this charismatic guy? Pointing. Brental Star is a very funny name. Oh my god. They really set this in like the Berlin, but the one side's the Nazis and the other side's America or something. Anyway, I mean in like Cold War Berlin, to be clear, is what I mean. I hit the wrong button because I'm used to hitting a different button for a different video game. I wonder why Kenval disapproves. I guess maybe it's like... Oh. Oh? Okay. Oh, we're fighting dudes. I kind of like these Black Talon Marine guys. They have like jetpacks. That's cool. Jetpacks are cool. Okay. Credits! Yeah, take that guy's money. Hell yeah. Taking that money. Okay. Man. I don't know if I'm the biggest... Well, I don't know. I feel like... I just have a hard time, and I think this is just partially because I'm playing this game like once a month, you know. I have a hard time knowing what like the differences between all this different stuff is, and what it means, and all that. And... Nice. Okay. Let's keep moving. Oh yeah, I forget that that's a charge up attack. This is the thing, is I just don't have a good sense of like what each attack does, how that all works, you know. Feels like I sometimes feel distant from what my character is developing into and what it's doing. And, you know, I think that's in part because I'm just not playing that much. You know? If I was playing more, I'd probably be in a better position to know what's happening in a video game. And that's fine. I'm not complaining about it. I would not be playing this, period. Right? Like, part of this is, like, part of the Patreon thing. Part of the Patreon is just to get me to do stuff that I want to do. You know, in part for an audience, right? But also just do it because I want to. And, you know, that, yeah, that includes playing this video game. Oh, see, I'm lowered to level 10. That's interesting. Yeah, I was really supposed to do this earlier, but it's fine. It's fine I didn't. I'm not upset about it. Oh, wrong one. Those robots sound so mournful. So forlorn. There was like a serious, like, tragic element to this. And, yeah, but I don't know. We're just killing a lot of dudes, you know? Alright. Yeah, my memory is not too much longer than this, but I might be wrong. I think we'll just do this until... That ensign? Looks like Ben Platt. Dear Evan Hansen looking guy. This is a weird frame here. Oh. I think there's a problem, like, with... I guess there's not... I feel like there's not really a ton of male models either. There's, like, two, right? There's, like, buff guy and skinny guy. Right? This is a YouTuber. It's probably, I guess, didn't he have a podcast with Travis Brental Floss? I'm sure he's bad. Anyway, but that's all I can think about, the parental star. You know? God, and the alarm sound is the same. Like, and there's like very concrete reasons why it is like this, right? Like, it's very normal in some sense, right? That it's like, oh, we want people to play a Star Wars game, and we wanted to have all this Star Wars stuff, right? Like, it makes complete sense. It's just also kind of, to me, like I really wish there was more of a there's just more sort of aesthetic variance or like stuff going on, you know, with this kind of thing. And like, in some ways it's fine that there isn't, you know. But I think Star Wars is a broad enough aesthetic space that you could really play with it, right? And it's just too bad that this is just not doing that at all, you know? It's just not about that in any way. Can I go in here? Or how does this work? Do I need to... Oh, there's some more. There's still guys over here. You know, yeah, so it's just kind of a bummer. But it's also like, you also have to make so much shit for a game like this, right? Like, you have to make an extraordinarily large amount of assets and all that jazz. And so, like, it makes, yeah, again, it makes complete sense why the game is like this. I don't know if I'm upset by it, but it's just like, you know, I wish it was different. I think it would be neat if it was different. But it isn't, so we're just, you know, dealing with that. Debrillion lizard egg. Goddamn lizard egg. Okay. Clipping along here. I like that combat droid. He's really cool. I wish Wish it'd still be my friend. Combat droid, be my friend? You look like Audie from Counter/Weight. Kind of. You don't really have a face, is what I'm saying. Or maybe you do. You got eyes. You got an eyeball. Oh, yeah, no. That guy's got a face. I'm a fan of it, though. I'm a fan. Duro's Sport Snips. Snips. It is I mean, yeah, there's just reasons why you still do it. Like, it is a cool alarm sound. Like, it's like, you know, like, there's a lot of Star Wars audio stuff that's just really iconic, right? And for understandable, normal reasons, you know? So it's just, like... Okay. Pull this up. It is kind of weird how people just, like, stand... Like, I mean, this is just a contrivance of how the game works, right? But... Oh, okay, there we go. That Crushing Darkness is really doing work for me here. Just gotta hit him consistently. God damn, that healing drone. Yeah. Okay. It's a little freaky that these guys all have names. Private Crosshairs Chemos. But that's what it is, right? Obviously, you're... Sorry, there was a sound outside. I hope everything's okay. I'm just, you know... I'm just concerned about the health of these individuals. Sure. Alright, you know what? Let's get this guy. Oh, that's a cute guy. He's cute. Why are you making me fight him? His little crosshairs. Little crosshairs skewer. Oh. Alrighty. Opening this up. Okay. Oh yeah. Ugh. There's like all these quests that I have down on the surface of the planet that I apparently haven't gone to yet. You know? It just feels a little silly. Alright. I don't know. I guess I don't really need that bonus or want it, so... And plus I can do this whenever, I think? So, if I really needed to, I could just do it. You know, but... More important that I get through it, I think, at this point. Okay. I just get the 2 A's. Star Wars. Such a weird... Oh, that's right. Is this Jennifer Hale? Okay. Gotta go back to the elevator, baby. Back to the elevator. That's all this game is, going up and down elevators. Going up an elevator, going down an elevator. What is a person supposed to do in the face of such elevator boredom? Okay, unfortunately this is not taking too long. Alright. Let's go, right? Let's hit this. Cutscene? Yeah, I guess I don't have a ship yet. I was like, oh, I think there is like a space flying mini game, but you know, I don't have a spaceship. So we're gonna have to see about that later. Is what's gonna happen. Well, here we are. Man, I just like having a big cloud of force lightning. I think that's pretty cool. Okay. I wonder if I could just like run through these. I don't actually know like what the what the structure is in that way. Right? Like what is sort of allowed for me to be able to do. Like obviously it's encouraging me to stick around and fight guys. You know, that's what it like wants me to do in a certain sense, but nice. Okay, it is nice that you still level up. You still get XP. That is handy, I think. Yeah, I don't. That was probably a little excessive to use this move on the medic, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. I'm just gonna fight this droid and a couple other guys. Yeah, I don't think we've got too much longer in this, so, you know, that's good. Oh. Shit. Let's get rid of these guys first. What's that star mean? It's a funky looking star. Got a funky fresh star. Nice. What do I get? Some credits. That's great. I love to get credits. I love to get paid. Generally speaking, big fan of it. I'm curious about like later. So at some point, I really want to get through all the Final Fantasy games. In fact, I want to get through a ton of JRPGs because I have the brain that I have. Anyway, that is just to say that I'm really interested sort of in the later FFs, particularly 13, which I know, you know, people don't like, but also do like, right? This is the thing I think with games like that is there's always sort of a contingent of haters and defenders, and sort of when these games start to get more influenced by MMO combat, when they feel a little bit more grounded and you know, I mean not grounded, but when they sort of bring in sort of different aesthetic values like outside of like turn-based stuff, right? Because the latest one I played is 10. Right, which has some really cool stuff in it that I really like, and that, you know, does feel distinct from previous Final Fantasies, right? You know, but also is like very much a turn-based RPG, right? And so even 10-2 is has sort of a different flavor to it, right? I'll take him. Well, I might think there is some level of like, something that's kind of interesting about this, I think, is like, this really is the story of someone who is put in a really horrible situation, who is enslaved, and then given the opportunity to ascend only on the terms of sort of this brutal repression, right? And then embracing it wholeheartedly, functionally. And I think that's kind of interesting. I wish it was like more... I just think that's sort of the thing, and people have sort of talked about how these are like the Imperialist side tend to be the more interesting stories. I'm not necessarily saying that's not true, especially since we're so early in. I'm just, like, because you have to be able to stay on the side of the Empire, right? Like, defecting is not really an option for, like, the MMO side, right? And sort of because the game has to let you be good on some level, right? Like, you can't... It feels like there's just kind of a weird double bind, and the game doesn't really know how to navigate through that. You know, oh god. Got him. Man, there's so many guys. Why did the whole audio, like, lessen? Damn, got a Special Forces commander over here. Special Forces commander. Something that's also interesting is, like... Actually, so, yeah. So, I've been playing Far Cry 6. For a reason. So, you know... That you'll find out about that at some point. If you follow my work, you'll find out why I'm playing Far Cry 6. I think the game's pretty bad. I don't really care for it. I think it's, I mean, we'll see. I'm not super far into it, right? But, well, I mean, okay. I say we'll see, but, like, I know what it is. I know what the video game is. There's nothing's going to change my mind. There are going to be, like, nuances, and there's going to be complexities, right? And that's why I'm, like, continuing to play it, right? Rather than, like, just writing up or doing the project I'm working on right away. But, you know. But, anyway, something that's weird about it is, like, there's a lot of ladies who are enemies, which is fine. I don't object to that on principle. But, like, it's also, like, the leader is, you know, so repressive, and, like, they explicitly call him fascist, which is weird because it's clearly such a Cuba parallel, anyway. And, but just say, like, I'm kind of like, why are there, like, what's, like, I understand the representational apparatus, at least this, and I guess it's the same thing that happens like Disney and Star Wars, right? Where it's like, yes, we have ladies, you know, lady Imperial officers and stuff, and like, you know, Imperial officers of color, like like, you know, who Giancarlo Esposito, who's in both The Mandalorian and this, you know, is one of them, right? Like, is an example of this. Then it's so yeah, I both like totally get how that happens, and also I'm like very sort of perplexed by it. Generally speaking. God, this guy is tough. Oh, boy. Well. And we just gotta run back, right? Like, there's not gonna be, like, a more stuff for me to do. That was wild. I was not paying super close attention. I was just busy talking about gender politics and racial politics anyway, so like I both get, yeah, so that's also the thing with Far Cry 6 is like, you know, the animations for killing women are just as brutal as the animations for killing men, which again I also get the logic of, but is kind of weird, right? Like there is a way in which it's very easy to imagine someone, you know, using that as an opportunity to like play gendered violence, right? And we see examples of that like all the time and stuff like Grand Theft Auto and things, right? Where people will, you know, like quote unquote murder hookers or whatever, right? Like, and that stuff is, I mean, like obviously it's not a real crime, and somebody like doing that does not mean, you know, necessarily anything super concrete about how they would behave in real life. It's more complicated than that. But it is like there's sort of a rhetorical play the game is making by allowing you to do those kinds of things, that it allows a certain kind of expression, right? And, you know, and also crucially, like, there is a way in which, God, this guy is murdering my ass. Can I... Alright, well, so far we're doing okay. Val is keeping an eye out for me here. Damn, this fucking guy. Like, yeah, so now I'm like fully engaged, right, in the combat, which I didn't expect to be necessarily, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, so this is just to say that, like, I think there is sort of a weird... and this it is really different than something like Far Cry, because there's not... The combat's pretty abstracted, right? You're seeing the numbers float on screen. The, like, hits that this guy is hitting me with, like, corresponds to my health bar going down, but does not correspond to, like, the brutalization of my body, right? That, like, you know... and also I want to say, like, I don't think necessarily... Like, I don't object, for example, to the... Like, there's plenty that I object to in in Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. But let me just say, like, this is kind of a spoiler, but not really. But say, like, there was a lady Nazi who gets brutally murdered in that, right? And I don't object to that. I don't have a problem with that as sort of like, I do not think that is necessarily misogynistic, right? I do think it kind of is in this case, right? And I think it, there's some element, I guess, that the dynamic changes a little bit when, like in Far Cry 6, like, you're also a person of color and you can be a woman, right? And so, but I don't think that really actually gets rid of the issue, because I think part of it is there's still an assumed audience behind that. And anyway, this has been part, I guess, what my... I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm going to be talking about this kind of stuff. And much other stuff. So anyway. God, I don't like these guys. Okay. Bonus objective updating. I do like being a Sith sorcerer. That's pretty cool. Sorcerer is just kind of a cool word. I think. Okay, I don't think we're too far. All right, got that guy. Okay. Man, that only hit one of them. That was worthless. So yeah, this is, I think, what, like, in Destiny Prime, this would be like a strike, right? I think also, I think you can play this with more than one person. And if you do that, then, like, there's some interesting, like, dialogue chaining, that, like, people get different options depending on this kind of stuff. That's kind of interesting. Do we want to, I don't know. Do we want to fight these guys? Hitting these guys. Sorry, I just got thinking about other stuff. Anyway, so, like, I think, that abstraction helps a lot here. But yeah, and it is, I think, especially weird on the opposite side of that, right, where it does feel like there is, like, a deliberate racial coding of the Empire that has become diffuse and obscured, right? And it's tough because also, like, I don't want there to be like human racism. Well, I don't want there to be alien racism either in Star Wars. This is the thing. Is like I think there's not that you can't do that in science fiction stories or even like very abstract science fiction stories, right? But I think it's a bad fit for Star Wars, especially at the point it is at And I don't trust anyone who has ever been involved with it to handle that stuff well. So, so I don't want it to do that. But at the same time, I feel like I don't want it to ignore the sort of real-world parallels it has, like sort of aesthetic parallels, right? And, that should be cognizant of that stuff. Yeah, I'm actually curious. I guess we'll see. Like how the Matrix will handle this stuff too. Like if there will be agents that are not white men and stuff like that. Or if there will be agents that don't like them. What is the state of the world in that movie? Like who knows? I don't. I guess there's Matrix Online, right? But I don't know. Things I know about Matrix Online, like nothing. No, like zero about Matrix Online. I know a couple things that happen in it. But anyway, that is just to say that, okay, I think we got this. Yeah, I think I do kind of need to remember that I do have a lot of range abilities, and I can sort of let my companions do a lot of the heavy lifting up close. If I do have, I don't know where my droid is. Where's my droid? Where's my slave? My droid slave. No, I'm fine. I'm good. Actually, the thing is, like, this is the thing, is this guy's also a slave. He's just cool with it. That makes it okay. Don't you love stuff like that? I sure do. That was sarcasm. By the way, I do not, in fact, love stuff like that. It gets really bad. And this so far is fine. I mean, I think the idea of... I just think it's tough when, like... So I think the idea of doing, like, hey, Star Wars, and there's sort of this uneasy truce between these big factions, right? I think that stuff is kind of cool. But the thing is, it is kind of rough that, there's not, sorry, I just imagine every one of these soldiers having Brental Floss's face, because they're Brental Star troopers. Yeah? Alright. I think we're almost out of here. Come on. Almost out of here. Open a big door. Girls love to open a big door. Oh, that's right. You fight this lady. And yeah, I think this is kind of an interesting moment, because I think this is supposed to be, this lady is supposed to be sort of a parallel. It's also messed up that, like, this also adopts sort of uncritically. And, it just sort of uncritically inhabits, like, the Sith, though the Sith have mechanical enhancements, because that's evil, right? Oh, damn. Oh, damn, she's really flipping around. Doing all kinds of stuff. I can't really flip around like that. Yeah, I'm not really sure, like, what I'm supposed to do when I get knocked down like that, right? I guess I could, what does this do? Can I, like, see? Should I, like, back off there? And just, like, not engage? Let me try backing up. Okay, so it doesn't prevent her from doing that move, so. Okay, that's really nice, yeah, so I want to be doing that. Yeah, the thing is that, like, I wish there was, and this is also the thing, is I wish there was sort of more expressiveness or more, like, psychological interiority to your character, and I think this is just a problem with this kind of games in general, because by nature the character has to be a blank slate, and you have to inhabit them, and that sort of means, I think that's why the RPGs of this ilk that have most excited me over the past little while that I played, you know, are like The Witcher 3 and Disco Elysium, where it's like you are a specific person given a very specific place in the world, an existence in the world that is, you know, operates in a specific way, and you're having to sort of navigate that, negotiate with that, and I think that stuff is cool, right? You know, and so this is the thing. It's like I just feel like I feel really adrift psychologically from this character. I don't know why she's on the side of the Empire when the Empire enslaved her. Right, I don't know why she, you know, there's a lot of stuff I don't know why she cares to do any of it. Right. You know, and not that you couldn't be motivated to do those things, right? But it's just, I just want a little bit more there, you know. Or at least expressivity in being able to figure out, okay, how does this happen? Oh, I died! God damn it. Yeah, now we just have to run through this whole section. Which is so thrilling. Oh, that's gotta be somewhere else, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm just sleepy. I don't know. So, like, that's just sort of the thing, and it's also part of that is, you know, I think the way I'm playing this game does not necessarily do it favors, right? I think in a lot of sense, I think sometimes, like, lingering on something or spending a lot of time with something can just make it so it works a little bit less, right? Like, I have a month to think about each play session, right? And I just don't think that's ideal. You know, okay, so I can hit, that's good to know. Oh yeah, I want to make sure to be doing that on the regular, because that deals a lot of damage. I don't know if this... Okay. Crush the darkness. Yeah. Okay, but I think it does help backing off there. I think that does do something. So that's helpful to know. I wonder how readable, because I'm not really explaining what I'm doing. And I'm sure you've seen like the attacks I have and like some of that stuff, right? But I'm curious if this feels readable at all, you know? Alright, so far this is going actually really well. It's going better than last time, so. And I think it is making a difference trying to hop back from this and not just take it, you know? Being able to stand up and then deal damage right after that is quite helpful. Alright, let's see if I can... Boop. Yeah, it just feels like really anti-thrilling to like hop backwards. Like it does not feel good. Like I think it is what I should be doing, but it's just not, doesn't feel great, you know. Alright, we're almost there. And I'm doing really good health-wise, so we should be good. Oh, she just died? That's it? Okay, for some reason I thought there was sort of a longer confrontation there. I guess not. You know what, we're just gonna use that stim so we can pick up whatever item this is. Alright, and I mean, I think we have one more conversation. That's pretty much the end of this. And then we'll wrap up the episode. I don't know what conquest points are. I keep seeing that I get conquest points. I don't know what that means. I don't know what a conquest point is. I feel like this general could have escaped in the time it took me to kill that friend of his. Alrighty. Okay. Boop. By who? Boomst. I feel like that's so weird. Yeah, this is also the thing, like, that there has to be stakes against both. I don't really know if this is actually, like... This is the thing, is I wish it would explore... Like, the fact that it just demarcates stuff, right? Like, I wish you had... I don't know. So this is one of the things, like, Star Wars, I think pretty canonically, like, the light side and the dark side are real things, right? But in my mind, they're sort of interpretations of a thing that we don't really understand, don't really have an idea of, like, what they're supposed to be, and so we're, like, interpreting and trying to understand things, right? But that doesn't mean that's real, right? And so you know, I think stuff like, I think Revenge of the Sith, I think The Last Jedi kind of play with this kind of stuff. And I just think that's really interesting, and so I wish the game was about that. You know, but it's impossible when you have a system of light side points and dark side points, when that's, like, demarcated, right? I have to walk back. MMOs, gotta walk back. That'll be fine. Interesting being able to see through the door. See, this spaceship does have a little bit more, like, I guess it is, you know, inspired by the, like, spaceship in A New Hope, and there's obviously some pretty cool stuff, right? These transports here are really similar to the transports in, you know, in the prequels for the clones, but some of this hallway stuff looks a little bit different. And I think, actually, I mean, I should play Knights of the Republic again, but I feel like that also does an okay job, at least, of feeling a little bit more distinct. I feel like this just does not. And part of it is, you know, in that you don't have a Sith Empire. You have sort of a Sith guy who's doing some stuff, but you don't have, you know, it's not quite the same thing. And so, you know, I think that stuff works out maybe a little bit better. Or goes down a little bit easier, at least. Oh, it is a little bit weird to have to, like, walk everywhere. You know, because I'm just going to go here and have a cutscene. I kind of wish it would just skip to the cutscene. Like, I don't really need to... I don't know if there's anything that's gained by the sort of physicality of this. Yeah, see, this doesn't seem like a good fate for this guy, right? Oh, I go over here. Boop. Out of range, I cannot reach that. Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, there'll be some cutscene or whatever, but we're wrapping up. Well, thanks for joining us on this adventure. I hope it was interesting. I hope you felt, inspired by this weird video game, this weird cultural object. And maybe you can make fiction or tell stories that's better than whatever this is. I'm sorry to be so negative Nancy about it. We'll see. But anyway, thank y'all. I'll catch you next time.